working as a consultancy because I've been working in the photography field for last 30 years. So then I thought, okay, let me just share my knowledge into what all things that I can connect with the brands, influencers, institutions, retailers, and distributors with all the, the Middle Eastern countries, along with the support of brands. Unfortunately, Corona came in, and sometimes I myself consider that as a lucky for me because, I got around 7 distribution brands because of that. And we continuously did something called photo talks. So that was the kind of way that I communicated with the customers. Like, no one was going out, and the stores were like, empty. What we created, like, we created a lot of photography or content creators event on a weekly basis. So far, till today, we did around 204 events, and continuously creating these kind of events created us a lot of influencer supports. These events have been done with the support of almost around 110 influencers from 30 different countries. And each event, like, we get a minimum 20 people, and sometimes it goes to 100. So at an average, around 10,000, connections that we created, creating these kind of events. We are always on, like 24/7. That at any point of time, on a call away, you get your solutions done. So I always say, if you are focusing on certain accessory brands, you focus 100% into it. Otherwise, like, the main issues which I faced over here, being in a retail for 20 years, you go to a store, ask for certain things, the people, they don't know exactly what they have to sell that to you. And Leo Photo, lucky that we got that particular brand along with our portfolio, got almost around 800 SKUs, small parts. So out of that 800, we carry around 500 of them. And it's a huge inventory. I know that it is a bit challenging for me, but still, I feel happy that, if someone asks for certain solutions, like, yes, we have it along with us. So support us. And today, here is my friend, Mohannad.
Thank you.
We've been knowing each other for quite a long time, and we did many events together as well. So he is a traveler, and he always likes, minus degrees. So, so when we were talking about, okay, let us do something for the talk. Oh yes, I have something in my mind. Arctic tales here. So all the best wishes,
Thank
Mohannad,
you.
and let us create these kind of events and keep energizing ourselves and keep moving our life into a beautiful way. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, all the best wishes.
Thanks. Thank you. And I knew him since nearly the day he started. And that was a relief because most of my accessories today from iBrand. And whenever I tell someone, I got this from him. Recently, someone after my trip and during the session we did at Nikon stand, he said, I nearly noticed all your stuff from him. I said, he's getting the best. So if I need a bag, I need a tripod, I need X, Y, Z, it's all available there. And finally, he let me move to H&Y filter system. So back to the idea when he asked me to pick a topic, it was that clicked my mind during the Nikon interview where Stephen was asking me about stuff I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. Then we moved to travel. And he said, okay. And we opened the discussion about Norway. It's very hard conditions, especially at the north part of Norway. It starts with the 0 and going down to minus 20. 2 weeks before my travel, it was minus 50. They had a cold wave, which caused everything to be frozen, including animals. That was a bit scary, and we were preparing. So and that picture was during that, but it was a hot day, 0. This is where it started the story, the Arctic Circle. So whatever you see within this, it's considered North Pole Circle or the Arctic Circle, where it starts with the North 66 until the North Pole. And usually, if it is hot in summer, around 8 to 10 degrees. You will be having in summer the midnight summer. In winter, you will be having a long night. We hardly can see sometimes the sun for 2-3 hours. In summer, we hardly to see a night. It's 24 hours of sunlight. When it is the horizon this way, the sun comes down and goes back up. It never goes down. You have to have your blackouts ready and try to sleep. Well, most of the questions were about what to prepare, what to take, why this but not this, what to wear, which boots, X, Y, Z. Definitely my bag was around, and you have a limitation during that travel, especially if you have a connection flights, it's 23 kgs. So I had to carry all my gear in one bag. Laptop, iPad, camera, lenses, memory cards, power bank, card readers. What else we left? That all were carried on my back. So we start with the camera, lenses, tripod, batteries, memory card, cleaning supplies, and finally it was also the drone. Most of Europe, you are free to go, no limitation. If you have a limited area to fly, it will be a small area where you can fly outside that zone and go inside the zone. With the new cameras flying up to 1 kilometer above, you can have amazing shots and you can plan ahead. Most of the new cameras can help you to go if you are planning. With these degrees, I never faced an issue with the battery where people ask me, is it the battery life and so on? Since I'm carrying it most of the time with me, unless I'm shooting, everything was perfect. Under even waterfalls, rain, snow, it was all fine. The most complicated thing. How many layers I was wearing? 5, most of my time.
Mohannad, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Last week I went for a rain shoot, and nothing, there was so much rain and all coming to the lens. So what do you do when you shoot in the hazy condition? Definitely the drops will be on the lenses, right?
You have a couple of tricks to do. There is a small umbrella where you can have it on top. The blue one.
So, no, even it's a hazy condition, the glasses will be wet.
So you have many things. You will be laughing if I'll tell you the secret. I went to one of the in the previous in summer I went to Iceland, and you know you will have at least 10 to 20,000 waterfalls in your way. The issue with the big ones, how you will shoot it. Yeah, which one of them, it is on my profile, and you will not find anything. I used two tricks. One, I went to the nano ceramic guy. I said, I need a nano ceramic. So I bought a bottle from him, and I put it on my filters. So that protected it from 70% of whatever splash is coming. The remaining, because I'm doing a long exposure, I was wiping. Every couple of seconds. Yeah, yeah.
We can wipe it with cloth, or we can wipe any material.
No. You have to use a microfiber and these things where it will observe. Yeah, you need something to have that easily, because you have to make sure your camera is not moving. So it has to be steady.
Not to move, you have a very steady iPad.
I have always my blue friend with me, the Busadian.
I have one more question. If you do any slow motion videos or travel videos, so in this condition, what kind of equipment will help? Because definitely in video, if you shoot 30 seconds, the crop will come and the video cannot.
No, but see, in a picture, it will come as a dots, which will irritate you. Yeah, but in video, it gives a beauty.
But in a video, what will do?
Video, I think 20 seconds.
Stay tuned.
You cannot learn everything in one day.
I can't imagine. I'm telling you from the experience I went through, what I did for the photo. I didn't try it for the video. Well, I tried it, but it was my iPhone. So you have to think out of the box in such conditions. For me, the trick was, okay, I'm doing long exposure. I put, instead of the 10 stops, 15 stops to gain more time, and I was wiping it every about 5 seconds. So the worst case scenario, it will create a haze, but it won't block the image. And the output was amazing. I didn't expect it.
So it's a good message for audience that when you click a picture, when you like a picture in social media, it's not about the picture. There are
No.
heavy, hectic, hard job.
See, I have photos posted where you will just go scroll, double click like, and that's it. Where it took me hours to get out of this. So this waterfall shot, which is there, I had to go walking around 1.5 hours, set up around an hour, and go back 1.5 hours. So you are talking about 4 hours time for a single photo. Yeah, it was hard. It wasn't that easy. But for me, sharing this experience with you guys, this is the beauty of it. For me, having the photo, it is to please me before anyone else. If I'm satisfied, I'm fine. I'm not looking for the number of likes or how many people they saw it or. Nevertheless, I look at these numbers as well, but if I'm happy with the photo, that's it.
Our enjoyment is done, already done after taking the pictures and process, then you enjoy.
Yeah.
When it comes to audience point of view, we have to convey that this much hard work I have done and I have done.
It is, because if you look around, every time someone is posting, it's not about a click. It's a hard job to do. Anyway, Back to the cloth. Base layers, it doesn't matter from where. So I used a couple of brands during my travels in the recent 2 years. They are all the same. They will tell you this is warmer, this is lighter, this is heavy, this is light. They are all the same. What makes it most is your jacket, not the base layer. So if you have your jacket, proper one, they have brands, for example, in Norway and in Iceland, which is amazing for these weather. North 66, Healy Hansen, and they have ice wear, one of the best. You buy it expensive, it's around 450 euros for a normal one, but very light, very compact, and you feel nothing. And some of them are waterproof. Let me pass this till the end. Sunglasses, because of the sun circle. Anyone heard about it? Sun circle, sun solar circle. So you will find the sun in the middle, and you will find two small arrows, which is like a rainbow. But this is coming from the sun. I only saw it in UAE once in my life. But there, you keep seeing it, because you are coming towards more of the sun center. Boots, we usually travel with something light to be more comfortable in the plane, in these things. It doesn't work there. Because if you are a landscape photographer, going into forests, going into water, into ocean, which one of the travel to Iceland, I stepped in the ocean. So either to step in and save my camera, or my camera is gone. I have to pick one. So I stepped in. Then I went to the mall to buy another one. I had no other choice. I left it unattended, and a sea wave was coming. So I had to step in and have my camera. Lots of people, they do this mistake, and I know lots of people who lost their cameras. We heard about incident happened in Spain, in the Canary Islands. There is a place where the water comes in and goes from down to out, where the guy was taking his Iraqi, Swedish tour guide, and he's a photographer. He was taking a selfie from one side with the group, where the water dumped him in and pieces to the ocean. So we have to take extra care. Boots, always for landscape photographers going in water, in lakes, including this this time. We were shooting the aurora, and the tide was coming, but one of our friends didn't notice it. And it was cold. He didn't notice that he's in the water already, until I told him, "You are standing inside." He looked, "What to do?" "I'm taking it off." I said, "No, you can't take it off. Keep it. Keep your legs warm. The minute you take it out, you will feel freezing. So keep it until we reached home." So this is the second rule after the gear. Local guides, local regulations, what I can do, what I cannot do, where I can go. Weather research. Iceland, Norway, all these places where you have heavy wind, ice, snow, you have to check the conditions every time you move. So before you go out, before you go in, before you head to your place, you have to check the road status, the weather forecast, and everything. And it happened to us that we were in storm twice.
You were stuck?
We had to drive slowly. One guy is driving, the second guy is looking at the sidelines that we are moving and not going down. So 7 kilometers, it took us around 50 minutes. And we had to see our way. We asked the guy who's in the hut to flash the torch so we can see our way in. And it happened twice. And most of the guys, they forget either a memory card or a battery. That's why I always have my power bank with me and a dummy battery, which you can connect it directly to the power bank and continue. Okay. One of the things I plan my shots. Instagram, I always search for the location. I look up for the places, and then these results will go into Google Maps and mostly Google Earth. So I start pointing where is every place, how far it is from my place, and I start going on Google View with the road piece by piece to discover what things on my way I can check and I can do.
Do you rent a car or do you go with a guide?
I rent a car.
So you go by yourself?
Yep. Recently, while I was in Norway, someone called me from Finland. They said, we booked a trip with the guide for 6 days and we never saw the aurora. Did you manage to see it? I said, yes, twice. They say, but it is cloudy. I said, yes, but we managed to see a place where no clouds and it is open area, 6 hours away. No guide will take you 6 hours away unless you know him that well and he's a friend. Seldom to find a guide who is willingly will take you 6 hours away. So we said, guys, the aurora is 6 hours away. Shall we? Yes. Of course, we checked the road, we checked everything. An hour after that, after we reached, 1 hour later, the road was closed because of snow. So the wind, always the issue with the wind. The wind drove the snow in the middle of nowhere and it blocked the way. And it will take them at least a couple of hours to open it again. So for us, it was fine. So I always set up my points of interest, collect it. You will be having TripAdvisor, you will be having Instagram, you will be having lots of photographers from the region. Just follow them, have the places, point them, and do it. That's your best guide. Especially if you are going to a place where everyone speaks the language you speak. Now, if I'm going to Indonesia, definitely I need someone. It will never work with me because they are trained to tell people what to do. They will ask them, they will do, and they will speak their language. The similar things happening in India. If you are going for the temples and to portrait shooting and this stuff, you need someone to set up that for you. For me, a mountain is a mountain. And this is a well-known photo. You will have a similar one in my profile during the night. Yeah, this is during the day from, I took it off the web, but the one I have it is at night. Mm-hmm. This is Norway, a photo. Yeah. One of the best places where the nature of the place, every 10-15 minutes drive by car, you have a different location to stop.
I spend around 21 days traveling.
Yeah. This is the beauty of Norway. What I call it is the bigger place of Khasab. Because, you know, Khasab always reminds me with this mountain shapes. And you will find lots of salmon farms here, which this time I took it by drone. It was amazing. And with the new technology of 7x zoom, I can see salmon swimming inside. So again, if you know which places to take, you set up your interests, XYZ. If you are a landscape photographer, that's the best thing done. The new third eye which we have today, it is the drone. I have around 300 gig of drone shots in my drive. I don't know when I will process it.
Have you seen it?
Yes. I do remember every single click of it.
Can you put it on silent?
This is from the last trip. So as I said, we had the chance to see it twice. It was, and depends. If you are lucky, it will be strong. If you are not, then it will be just a small green haze. So that day we were lucky. This was the start of it, and the sky is clear. You can see, which one? I keep forgetting its name. Pluto, I believe.
You can see zero noise pollution, so you have that.
There is nothing. If you will notice, we were here. So there is nothing towards that direction. Zero light pollution. It was amazing. And I went to this part where it is the last point closest to the North Pole. And they have a sign for that. You are here, you are now at the forest. Yeah. Usually the aurora, they will start seeing it in the Russian part, but the Earth is moving. So the aurora is here, and you are moving. So we wait until it reaches us, or we reach it. And this is how you usually see it by eye. This is the movement of the aurora. This was really strong on top of us for around 4 or 5 hours.
It's a time lapse of.
Yeah. This was from the same trip of this one. The later ones were from the earlier trip to Iceland. No, to Norway as well. In Iceland, I saw it, but it was very light. It wasn't that strong. That's why I like Norway better. My luck with the aurora is better in Norway. Again, you have to plan also your trip based on the sun. If you are in summer, usually you have no night. It's always daylight. The sun comes as a curve down, doesn't go to the horizon, it continues back up.
So you don't get the aurora in summer?
No.
Sorry. You're using also software for sun?
Sorry?
You're using also application for the sun?
Yes. If you want, you have the photo bills where you have the sun, you have the moon, you can plan. This is a must for every photographer, by the way, the photo bills. It is available on Android, it is available on iOS. So the application gives you the time, the location. If you are planning, for example, the shots where they plan Burj Khalifa with the moon, they plan it through that.
It's the most accurate.
Yep.
Photo pic.
Is this a multi-shot? Is this a single shot or?
That's a single shot. But it was the cloud. Photo bills. It's a yellow icon. It's they started it. I'm not sure how it is today, but 2 Spanish people or Colombian. I do remember they speak Spanish. And so far, it is one of the best applications which I count on it. So during summer, as we said, it's hardly to see the night. It's like sunset, but goes back to sunlight. You will never have a dark. During winter, some areas, it is the opposite way, where you will have only dark. In the trips I was in, the sun rises at 9, 10. At 3 p.m., it's totally dark. So you have to plan. It's it's a must to plan your shots as per to this, because if you want such a shot and you are going through in winter, it is hard. You have to be an early bird, wake up immediately with the sunrise, plan your shots, finish it, because the remaining of your day, it's dark. This is all from my experience with the recent trips. Now, it's open to questions about the gear, whatever I used, experience.
I noticed in your profile that you used the Z8 and the Z9 in this trip.
And I used Z8, Z9 in the previous trip. In this trip, I used Z9 and Z7.
Did the Z7 specifically have any issues with the freezing nature of the? No?
I can show you photos on my iPhone where it is the splashes immediately when it hits the camera. With the coldness of the body, it turns into ice. Nevertheless, nothing happens. It is designed to be waterproof and water resistant. It doesn't mean to swim, but most of the new cameras are this, whether it is Fuji, Nikon, Sony, Canon, they are designing them to be water resistant.
Dust and water.
Yeah. Same goes to many tripods. That's why I bought, for example, the Poseidon, because for water and dust, for me, it was better than whatever I used and what I owned. I kept them as a spare, and till date, I'm carrying only Leophoto with me. But precaution, what I did, I have a towel. So when I went back to the car, these ice drops will turn into water. So I just wrapped the towel around, and I kept it aside. So I don't keep anything for the luck. And I mostly go with 2 camera bodies. So in case something happened, or while shooting, I need 2 lenses, or while doing anything, something happened to one body, then the other body, nevertheless, it is smaller or bigger, it will be very beneficial for you. And sometimes I take video while taking photos, like the time lapse I took, yeah. Because the previous trip, I had to switch between this to this. I said, no, let me take a smaller tripod. The smaller body, I'll mount it onto that.
And you usually use the 14 to 24 for the landscape stuff?
Yes, it's a must. The challenge when they released it is who's the first to release the proper mount to have your filters. Today, everyone has it.
Yeah.
Who has the best? That's the question. Who will fulfill my requirement? That's the other question. In the previous trip, I had mounts which I had to put them one by one.
Yeah.
The issue I faced, it has 2 slots. The other issue, I was wearing gloves all the time. So having it, this is why I switched to one of the guys. He had the HNY from Shaji, so it's magnetic.
Yeah.
I started using it.
The magnet held in the cold weather? No problem.
It has no issue. Magnet is a magnet.
Not trust issues.
But having it while your hand is cold and trying to fit doesn't work. It's a glass. If you push it, either you damage it, or you might, even if you are on a curve or the edge of the place, by mistake to squeeze in, and your camera will be dropped. So I said, okay, it's a magnetic, it's something which is, it will go for years with me. It's good option to and worth it to spend.
Mohannad, did you face any disaster in the field? Anything to share and learn from that?
Disasters in the meaning of what?
Have you lost anything? Something?
Lost, I was going to lose. Yes, I was going, but thanks God, we rectified it at the last minute. That's why today, if I'm putting a clamp, you have that safety rope which you put around your hand or something. That's the first thing to put before the clamp. If I'm putting my tripod, I'm not taking the chance it is shaking or something. So I put it, I still have my hand around it or around the body. So better to have that bit of headache, but not to lose it. Again, the memory card, if you lose it, it will not have your one shot. It will have your many shots. Something for hours you've been spending your morning shooting and so on, and then to lose it, that's the bigger issue. And these days, putting an investment in your camera, it's big.
Any dangerous places which you went for landscape photography which been shown, like the
walking in snow by itself is a bit risky because when it is summer, you know where you are standing and stepping in. But snow comes on top of everything, you know nothing. So having that high boots and it is equipped with I don't know what and what and what, and you have the spark attached to them and, that adds a measurement of safety, but not yet about the risk. So sometimes we move to a side where it is stepping to nowhere. You have to be careful. You have to balance your move. So when I carry my camera and my tripod, what I usually do is I balance the camera with the tripod. So my body doesn't take the weight. I faced it once when you have the most two risky beaches in Europe, in Iceland itself, the Black Beach and the Diamond Beach. There where I have the wave coming towards me. And that usually pulls the person in and takes it away. It happened, but I was behind a stone, a big stone. So that was taking the hit. Otherwise, it was another disaster. And it happened to many people in that place because there is a place where you pass to the cave and no one listens not to pass it. And they go running where the sea wave comes and take them.
If somebody wants to plan for this mountain life and Arctic trip, so what do you advise? How many months before we would have to start the plan? Yes.
I plan usually 3 months ahead.
3 months. Okay.
I have seldom things when I'm doing it with a group, then I'll plan it ahead of 9 months sometimes. Because you have to book. These
To wildlife and if I'm going to Kenya next year, back to back and go. So it's all based on your experience. So we'll gain and we can go by next day, the places.
see, Kenya, you have many camps.
Yeah.
You can find a place. But Norway depends on tourism, and it is expensive country. Iceland, the same thing. The total population of Iceland people is around 320,000. Not much. Now, going to the pay, they get paid around 3,000 euros per month if you are in summertime. These college people from Europe, from US, they go and work for 3 months, and they will get these 10,000 euros and go spend it all around the year. It is expensive. So you have to plan ahead. You have to search for the places because a small room can cost you 300 to 400 euros per day.
And last question, that did you experience any ice breaking practice? Is there any I know it's a we can't place any tripod, it's shaky, or we can't place any, we can frame it. But out of your curiosity to explore the places, you went there?
See, I went through the ice, but not ice breaking because seriously, I was afraid. I'm not a person who's skiing on top of a lake or something, so I don't know the conditions. And something strange for you, you will be always taking that caution to step in. So instead, I was flying the drone nearby the place, and that's it, instead of stepping in.
You talked about drone. Do you have any video or a photo which you can show us taken from a drone?
I have many, actually. If you want, we can display them. This is done by Mavic 3 Pro. In this, no. Not yet. Voice, sound, still, I'm thinking how to start, how to finish, and how many footage I have to edit. I'll show you one which is nice. So this is near to the area where the bridge is.
What is this bridge called?
It's Lofoten.
Lafote?
Yeah.
It's a very famous bridge.
Yeah. That guitar bridge something, because if you look from top, it looks like a guitar. The beauty with Mavic 3 is the battery and stability. Battery goes around 50 minutes.
I was going to ask you, so these are quite windy conditions, right?
Yeah. You can look at the water moving. Yet it goes 1 kilo up, few kilos away.
Did it shake too much? Like, were you scared of like losing it to the wind?
If the signal disconnects, it immediately returns home. It gives around 60 seconds, and then it flies back home.
So you set the home or
No, once you,
the base is
yeah, once you take off, it takes the home point. So once the home point is registered, then you can fly.
which app or which gives you where it's not drawn shown and whether it's drawn is allowed? Do you have any app or something? Which,
No, usually they mention it
okay.
there. I never faced that issue in Europe. And I keep it away from the city. So I don't fly in the city. It's all countryside where everything looks perfect. So this is one of the nice shots. Look at the sunrise.
Hardly feels like moving.
It's a sunrise at 1,000-meter. And this is yet without any coloring, without anything, as is. Yeah. I'll show you as well something from. No. So, if you look here, you will find lots of drone shots. But let me show you one. This is also one of my favorites. So this one, no. But you can see the frozen lake. It's all frozen.
This is Norway Arctic region. You said you have Iceland.
Yes, it's in separate folder as well.
That Iceland landscaping will be completely different from.
See, when you have a full-time job with the cybersecurity, you will barely find a time for you. So my break is my travel. Now, when to edit? That's the question. Recently, I have been disappearing a lot because of the projects I have. You will like this one. I have a better one, but I don't know which one. So you have to plan your shot. There is one which I marked. Look at this panel. This is a panoramic view of 1,000 meter above sea level. Somewhere here, no, here. I'll show it to you guys. Okay. Here you go. So this is the salmon farming, which a lot of people are calling them to shut it down. Yeah. In Iceland, it happened they are hitting each other, eating each other. I'm not sure, but you can see the details on their body. To see the details of this, here you go. So that's what you can see in a salmon farm, 7x. So the new Mavic gives you 3x and 7x optical. So enjoy Norwegian salmon.
Shot from the Rambo movie.
So usually what people does, everyone in Canada, the same thing, everyone is responsible to open the way from the main street to his house. Then you can identify which ones, because they are a rich country. Most of them, they have a countryside house, summer house, and they have their winter house. Most of these huts here, see, this is open road, so someone is staying there. But lots of them you will find just snow, ice, and it's left. This is the different view which you see. That's why they call it third eye or a bird eye. Yes, it's a drone shot. It's a 360. Now you have two ways to take it. Either to have it on RAW and to take pano, it will create a JPEG and it will create the DNG files. Or manually, which I recommend, to take it into 5 lines. And then you have to do it.
But this is a single shot.
This is single. This is the JPEG which the drone created. Same thing here.
Are you in this shot?
Hmm?
Are you in this shot?
1,000 meter, then you can see. Most of their mountains are at the range of 800. So you will have, or 900, so you'll have still a bit of space to fly over them. Yet, you will have more. One time we tried to go above 500, but the application itself, because I have, one of the precautions is you have to download the Fly Zone update. So I did it. So it restricted me from going beyond the 500. Then we discovered they have a helicopter somewhere bad around the place. That's why they are limiting the drones from going beyond 500. Okay, I'll close. The last piece is this, and look at the snow, even here. Once the sun hits, a little wind comes, you will have that effect. And this is why people going on top of mountains, if they are not extra careful of this, it crashes. From my end, whatever I can take with a drone, I don't risk going to any place, whether it is below me or on top of me. I have a shot which I needed to take with the panoramic view from the lake, but I cannot reach because of snow. I cannot see my way to the lake, and it is only from here to there. I said, okay, fine, the drone will do it. Fly the drone, go on the sea level, and have it done. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mohannad.
Thank you.
And we are also lucky. Without paying any airlines fees or anything, we went to Arctic. Take us to Arctic.
Let's go.
Create a tour.
We can do it anytime.
Yeah?
Winter, summer, it depends what you like to see. Summer, it has its own unique stuff, like buffins.
Okay.
You can see it only in summer. So my trip to Iceland in last summer, it was only to take the shot of the buffin. That's it.
So
And
you
then
all,
when I saw it, it was a nice duck.
so you all scan this one, right? Yeah. So you get your pictures. You also scan, right?
Yeah.
So you get all your pictures on your WhatsApp soon.
Thank
Just
you.
uploading. And let us take a group picture. There are the two guys, they went for prayer. I think they left. Yeah, please. Please come join us.